Wait. Regular Sundays. God damn it.
With our special guests, Anthony
Stuart,
Kapfer.
stop for a second. I gotta fix the audio. This is dumb. It's being really dumb right now, and everyone's hearing me saying it's dumb. But OBS Studio, if you're watching, anyway, go for it. Sorry, I fixed it.
From the top.
Yes.
Live from Texas, then Cancun, then Texas again. It's semi-regular Sundays with our special guests Anthony Kapfer, Lindsay Shaw, Jesus Correa, Michael Vabner, and Anna Marie Long. And now, coming to accept the fact that the snow will never go away, Flower Shop Bangers.
Stuart, that's a very depressing thought because it did start snowing. I think it's done now. Is it done? I'm looking outside. I think it's done.
I'm looking out the window right now. The window is actually facing my desk, and
no, it's still snowing. There's still
outside.
Definitely snow. I'm seeing it now. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's just dark, so I couldn't see it at first. Darn it.
Yeah, and I'm right up against a street light, so you can definitely see the reflection of the snow falling.
Sure.
Well, nevertheless, good evening, everyone. Welcome to our 87th remote show.
Mm-hmm.
I keep track because I'm obsessive compulsive. It's just something I do. Sure. Nevertheless, good evening. We are Flower Shop Bangers. For those of you who don't know who Dan and I are, we are an improv duo based out of Chicago. We have been performing together for almost 8 years, and we have been doing Zoom shows every Sunday and Wednesday for pretty much the entire pandemic, these last 11 months or so. Thank you for everyone who is tuning in live right now. If you miss any part of the show this evening, you are plenty welcome to tune in right after the show ends. This whole show will be saved and archived on the Flower Shop Bangers Facebook page, facebook.com /Flower Shop Bangers, which incidentally, at sometime around 2:30 this morning, we just celebrated our 600th like.
Woo!
I think at the beginning of the pandemic, we had like a little over 400, I think. So thank you for everyone who has been tuning in and will keep tuning in. We appreciate your support. The Zoom comedy train is not stopping anytime soon. But before I get to all of our amazing comedians tonight, Dan, if you could say a few words about some of the small businesses that we're supporting as well as some ongoing fundraisers.
Sure. So I thought I'd point your direction down below to our little banner at the bottom. So we are trying to promote some things that we feel are important, probably for you to give your dollars, especially now that we're in the middle of a global pandemic. That's why we're doing this show virtually in the first place. But so first, there is a GoFundMe being organized by the comedian Chris Red. Chris Red is trying to raise money for Black Lives Matters protesters who happen to contract COVID-19. He's trying to help cover their medical costs. You can find a link to that GoFundMe in the description to this event. Second, there is there's the bar that Stuart and I usually produce this show at. That is Shakers on Clark. Shakers on Clark is trying to collect tips for their bar staff so they can pay their bar staff at this time. So you can find the link to that GoFundMe in the description for this event. And if you are at home and you are having maybe an alcoholic beverage or otherwise, you can probably give the money that maybe you would have given to the bar to Shakers in order to try to support them. Shakers on Clark is trying to collect tips for their bar staff so they can pay their bar staff at this time. So you can find.
Ooh, there's an echo.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, someone has the show on their device, I think.
All good.
Yeah, but so third, there is the gym, Bodi Shak. Bodi Shak is a really great gym in Uptown. It is Black owned, and they have really great fitness classes if that is something you're into. They also have a GoFundMe just to try to raise money for themselves because, not everyone probably is comfortable with classes, but you might want to support this anyway. Yeah, and last and certainly not least, I'm not on the last one. I'm on First Up Cafe. First Up Cafe is a really great coffee and tea shop in Nation, Argyle. They have really great coffee and tea drinks, and I have a link in the description to get gift cards from them. Last and certainly not least, there is a School of Comedy, One Group Mind. One Group Mind, Stuart and I have been involved there for the last 7 years. We have honed our comedy skills there. And you can as well if you are interested. Once this pandemic is over, they're going to be starting 3 different tiers, tracks of comedy. One is in stand-up, one is in improv, and the last is in theatricals. You can find more information at onegroupmind.com. Yeah, other than that, I would just say if you are at home and you are interested in maybe getting a shout out in one of our in between acts, we can certainly do that. You just have to like the stream on Facebook or comment on it, or you can comment on the stream on YouTube, and I'll be sure to give you a shout out and you'll get your name mentioned on the show. Yeah, that's all I got. Back to you, Stuart.
Oh, thank you so much. Now, just a quick question, since I can't necessarily watch the live feed at the moment. When you do your whole thing explaining all of the small businesses and fundraisers that we're supporting, are both of our images being projecting on the live feed?
Yes.
Ah, okay, just making sure. Yeah, because it occurred to me that this is normally when I try to get some stuff prepared before we get to our first act. So I figured while I had some downtime, I decided to kind of make some flirty faces to our lovely audience out there right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay, that's just me being goofy. 11 months of quarantine will do that to you. But I digress.
We've all had a lot going on, honestly.
Mm-hmm. I mean, a handful of us have lost all concept of reality. But, it is what it is. Nevertheless, we have a really wonderful show for you this evening. Closing out the night are the co-hosts and co-producers of Semi-Regular Sundays, Flower Shop Bangers.
Woo!
We will do an improv for you right before your very eyes. Right before the Bangers, out of New York, we have comedian Anthony Kapfer.
Woohoo!
Right before Anthony, we have our friend from Chicago, by way of Grand Rapids, Michigan, Lindsay Shaw.
Woo!
Yeah.
Right before Lindsay, out of Boston, we have Michael Vabner.
Woo!
Yeah.
Right before Mike, a comic that was recommended to us by our improv teammate Helen DeFore. Out of Rockford, comedian Jesus Correa.
Woo!
Yeah.
And leading us off this evening, while we're on the subject of Shakers, our first comedian of the evening happens to be another show producer at Shakers on Clark. Before the pandemic, she was hosting a little stand-up comedy thing Friday nights at 8 with our good friend Kate Cullen. Please welcome back to our show, Anna Marie Long.
Hey guys! Oh my goodness! You know what? I have been jonesing to tell a joke. And I didn't like doing Zoom shows, but I was like, okay, I haven't told a joke in months. It's time to get back out here. You're not really back out here, but you're back out here. I've been dealing with the pandemic. I've learned how to cook over the pandemic. I've also exercised my eyeballs a whole lot because I've watched a lot of exercise shows, but I have not done a lot of exercise. And I'm a teacher, so I've been teaching virtually for the last 11 months, and it's not the kids' fault, it's the parents. I give the parents their kids' login information, the accounts, the links, and they still call me to tell them if their kid has done their work. That's not funny. That's not comedy. That's tragedy. Anyway, and then, I just want to start reflecting on, kind of going back to what I saw on January 6th. I was confused about what I was seeing with my eyes on January 6th, guys. I was not sure what was exactly happening until I saw the White House. Prior to that, I didn't know if they had a casting call for Deliverance 2 or was that the line for the concessions at NASCAR. I did not know what I was looking at the insurrection at the White House. That was the craziest shiggity I'd ever seen in my life. They were like literally going, I could have heard banjos when they were running through the Capitol. Nancy. Then dude had on her desk like, yeah, you gonna pay. And then they had a gallows. I mean, it's so scary. It was funny. And I'm sorry, I'm really sick with shit like that. But you don't know what's going on. You don't know where you're going. I haven't been too many places lately because of the pandemic. There's nowhere to go there. I mean, the grocery store became like a social highlight, hanging out by the liquor section, not being able to have a drink, but just seeing people buy liquor did something for me. I empathize with them. We would pick up a 6-pack and look at each other like, yeah, one day. But what I do have a problem with is GPSs. All right, because I take a lot of lifts, and during the pandemic, I refused to get on public transportation. You know what I'm saying? Because the blue line always smells like pee anyway. So you don't want to go on the blue line, and so I call a lift, right? And I don't like the GPS. The GPS always wants to take me someplace. I think they use, what's that girl's name? What's her name?
Siri.
Siri, that bitch. That bitch. Siri will have you turning into the lake. In 5 feet, turn right. Bitch, it's the lake. You want me to turn into the lake in 5 feet? Siri will have you drive across a field that is not paved. All right? For me, I want to talk to you about my alternative to Siri. It is my ghetto GPS. It's like Shaquanda here. So what's happening is you are driving on the south side, and Siri tells you to go round in circle around McCormick when you're trying to go get some chicken on 59th and Wabash. So I'm gonna tell you how to get there. Hello. Yeah, fuck you, Siri. You don't know shit. Last time you had a motherfucker going to Luciano's. He wanted chicken, bitch. Chicken. Anyway, baby, where you going? You want to go to churches. Churches on 59th. Which churches you want to go to, baby? There's only a few in the city. There's only about 3 left right now on the south side. Which one you want to go to? There's one on Stony Island. There's one on 59th and Wabash. And then there's another one, but you don't want to go in that neighborhood, baby. That's a little rough. Okay. All right. So here's you go. Just keep going. You on King Drive right now? Which way your car pointed? Okay. If you don't know which way your car pointed, baby, just tell me what you see. Do you see the hotel going your nose of the hotel pointing toward the Hyatt, or going underneath the freeway? Underneath. Okay, you going the right way. Just keep going. Keep going. That's all you got to do is keep going. Just keep going. Drive for a little while. Just drive for a little while. Drive. Just drive. Okay, right about now, you're going to see Dunbar High School. You might want to put on the gas because them kids is bad in there. Drive. Okay, just drive. You driving? Okay, you driving good right now. Okay, you should be coming up on about like 31st Street. Okay, now I need you to start looking at shit. Okay? All right, what you see? You don't see nothing? Okay. In 2 blocks, you're going to see a lady with her titties out. You see the titties? Okay, they nice titties for an old lady. They sit up kind of high. She old as hell too, but her titties is nice. I thought they was fake when I was a little girl, but they've been sitting up there like that before they even had fake titties. And her titty real nice. Anyway, just keep going. Just try. Keep going. Okay. All right. Now, right about now, you should be coming up on a man that's selling loose squares. He got packs too. You smoke? What you smoke? Okay. He sell shorts for $8.50, long for $8.50, and he also got weed, but he only sell dimes. Okay. If you want some weight, I can tell you how to get that, but you got to keep going. Come on, just drive. Just keep going. Okay. So now you should be coming up around on 47th Street. Don't turn on 47th Street. You want to turn on 47th Street? Why you want to turn on 47th Street? You don't get high, dude. What you get high on? Don't go on 47th Street, baby. They're going to cheat you. Don't go there. Just go get your chicken, okay? Chicken and rehab. I'll tell you how to get to the rehab after you get your chicken, okay? All right, but just drive. Just keep going. Just drive. Okay, now you by the 59th Street, and I need you to make a right, okay? But I need you to make a fast right, because there's a crazy bitch right there. She like to run in front of motherfuckers' cars and act like you hit her. You ain't gonna hit her. Even if she fall out in front of you bleeding, it's fake blood. Just keep going. Just drive. Just drive. Okay, now you should see the churches. You see it? You say there's a line and you can't wait. It's 2-piece Tuesday, motherfucker. They selling a leg and a thigh for $1. What you think you're gonna get? So now you don't want no churches. Well, fuck you. Siri, take this motherfucker home. Anyway, so that's my ghetto GPS. Good to get you where you need to go, especially for the chicken. But I've been teaching. Obviously, it's kind of bad that I talk like that because I'm a teacher. I've been teaching since '98. And I used to teach at a school that was all Puerto Rican kids. I speak Spanish now, but I did not then. I could read it, but I didn't understand the vocabulary. And so I would always pretend that I knew what I was reading when I would read it, right? So one time I was reading this letter from this little girl to a little boy, because I used to love, people sending back love letters. It's like, they still do that shit. It's kind of cute. But now it's text, and I take their phone and read their text. You don't want to see their phones. You don't want to see what they putting on their phones when they send them texts. I don't think their mama seen them parts of them for years, and you done seen too much. When you take their phones, you don't want to see their phone. I want to get back to love letters. Anyway, so I'm reading this love letter from this little boy, from this little girl to her boyfriend, right? And she told him, I hate it when you call me Toto Lips in Spanish, but I didn't know what Toto was. Fuck you if you know what a Toto is. But I did not know what a Toto was, right? So I thought it was like Pookie Lips. You know how you'd be like, Pookie Lips, your little Toto Lips, right? I don't know what the fuck it was. I'm just saying it. But I noticed that every time I'd say it to him, everybody would laugh at me. So, I'd say it to him in front of the cafeteria. I said, hey, Toto Lips, everybody. The whole school would go. This went on for about like 6 months. And then finally one day, the principal came out of the office and he was coming down the stairs. And I said, yo, Toto Lips, what's up? The whole school went up and the principal went back in her office. At this time, I said, damn. And this little girl said, Miss Long, do you know what you just said? And I said, no. She said, the Toto is your lips down there. I said, hell no, this boy been letting me call him pussy for 6 months. That ain't right. And then I've been trying to have sex, right? But having sex with men 58, they got diabetes, they soldiers don't salute or don't stay up long. So I've come to find that waiting for older man's erection is akin to waiting for concrete to get hard or for Jesus to come back. Either way, it's gonna take 3 days. That's all I got.
Anna Marie Long, everybody.
Oh, yeah.
It's phenomenal. Thank you, Anna Marie. All right. Okay. So a couple pieces of business before we get to our next comic. Hey Dan, how's the Facebook Live feed looking?
It looks great. I see a lot of people are tuning in. So, it's been good. I thought I'd give some shout outs to Mark Romanowski, who's probably watching at home with his wife, Jordan. Always great to see them. They tune in just about every week. Jessica Kibble. I'm trying to figure out, she has this icon next to her name, and I have no idea what this is, but I see Stars Holiday Celebration. I haven't looked at that, but maybe she's like a VIP or something. I'm just gonna go with that. My girlfriend is watching at home, Sally LaRue. She also informed me that it is still snowing, so thank you for that. She's also watching at home with her dogs, Louie and Monty. Always good to see them. Our friend Mitch Kessler, our friend at One Group Mind. Always great to see Mitch. He was always a great fan of comedy. Would come to our show at Shaker sometimes. Would come to all of our shows at the Comedy Clubhouse. Always good to see him. Nicole Byrne. I saw her tuning in on... she commented on both the Facebook and the YouTube. We do try to push both presences. So it's always good to see people kind of tune in on both. And Nan Huang, who is actually one of the baristas at First Sip Cafe. Really great to see her too. I should probably go back there and visit and get a drink.
You totally should.
Yeah, no. So that's it. That's all I got. Those are all the shout outs I got for now. Back to you, Stuart.
I was gonna say, have you considered doing VIP passes for this show?
I don't know. I'm wondering what the Stars Holiday Celebration is, because
I think it's a charity fundraiser thing.
Oh, is it? Okay. Sure.
Yes, I've heard of it. I can't say I've ever participated. But yeah, it's like...
Okay, it was a badge awarded when someone sent stars during the Stars Holiday Celebration. I have no clue what that means, but...
Okay. Well, I mean, she could message us, to let us know what it's all about, bet us about this this big shindig that we have not been invited to.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yes. Dan and I do not like being excluded.
Oh no.
So when Dan and I moved our show to Shakers on Clark in July 2018, we began a 2-man campaign to save Chicago Barprov. So for the unfamiliar, barprov is a portmanteau for bar improv, but not necessarily exclusive to improv. It's basically free comedy in a bar that happens to include improv. So there could be sketch, there could be stand-up. We used to have burlesque in our show, at least when we were in person. And we hope to again someday. And Dan and I first cut our teeth in barprov shows. The first show we produced was at Underground Lounge almost 5 years ago. But there also used to be shows at bars on the north side like Mullins and the Horseshoe and AJ Hudson's and Crocodile Lounge.
Mhm.
And one by one, these shows started getting canceled, or these bars started going out of business. At least two of them that I named are defunct. And also some people started just kind of moving in a different direction. So when we moved to Shakers almost 3 years ago, the very concept of Chicago barprov had its back against the wall, and we wanted to be that tent pole for free comedy in bars, or at least for comedy variety. I think at the time that the pandemic started, it was down to us and a show at the Holiday Club on Irving Park Road. So as a means of supporting our performers, as well as creating interaction with our audience, we established this improv tip jar. Thank you. I designed the tip jar myself. It's made out of imported plastic cup and duct tape. Yes, there is cash inside this tip jar. And it's our means of supporting our performers. And we did not tell anyone beforehand that this was technically going to be a paying gig, but at the moment we do have $14.70 inside the tip jar, which means split 7 ways, all of our performers are going home tonight with $2.10. Yes. Yes. Just
Can I get a vaccine?
That money you could spend, that's 45 seconds of one class at Second City, give or take. So if you would like to support the show tonight, you are welcome to Venmo me or Dan. Our Venmos are above here. We are not competing. We will split, no matter who you send the money to, we will split the money in 7 ways. We sincerely appreciate whatever, any and all contributions that you give to the show. Without further ado, as I mentioned before, our next comic was recommended to us by our fellow Comedy Clubhouse teammate, Helen Claire DeFore. He is a comic and podcast host based out of Rockford, Illinois. Please welcome Jesus Correa. Jesus?
Mashed potatoes for only $1. Mashed potatoes for only $1. With the purchase of a small soft drink. Small soft drink. Baby, a small soft drink. Hello. My name is Jesus Correa, the 7th, named after my father, who is named after his father, who is actually named after Jesus Christ. I wrote a book, and I'm going to read from my book now. Strange Women in Showers. I intended her to see my karate trophies. I had one as a younger man. I wanted to take her to my grandmother's basement. I wanted to show her those magnificent trophies I had won for kicking other children around in auditoriums all across America. I had even traveled to Japan, where I won a very lovely trophy for roundhousing a small Filipino boy and breaking his nose. I wanted to show her the trophy that shamed me, the trophy I won for breaking some blonde boy's knee in a tournament in North Carolina. I decided at the beginning of the bout that I not only wanted to soundly defeat the boy, I wanted to crush him, to kill his faith in humanity. I wanted to make him cry in front of his father. I wanted to emasculate him. I wanted him to pray to God for death as he lay in the hospital dead. That bed that I had put him in. I wanted his mother to cry in shame. I wanted his red-headed sister's pussy to become moist and warm and excited at the sight of me standing over her broken brother's body. I whispered in his ear right before the beginning of the bout, I'm gonna break your leg, boy. I'm gonna crush your tiny little soul. And I did what I said I was going to do. There I stood victorious in the middle of some gymnasium in some random town in North Carolina, accepting my medal, my trophy. Half of the once full bleachers now abandoned in disgust. The other half spattered with folks wondering about what it was they had all just witnessed. I was booed and I was physically threatened by grown men, and I was 11 years old, and I wanted the world to end, and I wanted them to all suffer through it. I wanted drought and famine and plagues. I wanted to melt down all of their trophies in the whole world and have a shrine, a beautiful shrine built in my honor. Shrines built with fear and disgust and regret. I wanted to show her my karate trophies in my basement. I wanted her to know that I was not always a coward. I wanted her to know that I was a man to be feared and revered. I wanted to finger fuck her in my grandmother's basement. But she was crying somewhere in a prison 3 states away, being forced to cuddling strange women in showers. And that's a true story. And that story is brought to you by KFC Dog. The new KFC Dog. A chicken strip placed in a hot dog bun, covered in mashed potatoes. Go try it out at your local KFC. I was a little boy once upon a time, believe it or not. And I was raised in a trailer park. And I had this longing for this woman. I painted a beautiful picture of her. She's a lovely looking woman. And I would walk my little doggy past her trailer every day in hopes of running into her and seeing her, making eye contact and falling in some sort of 6th grade love. But that never happened. I was here at the bus stop, but I was so scared. Little did I know that as I was passing by that trailer, hoping for young, innocent boy love, her brother and her father were raping her. This young girl, a disgusting, foul, vile act. And I had forgotten about her after a while. And I was driving down the street in my car, and I hear someone say my name. They say, Jesus, Jesus. And I look over, and there's this woman, and I am looking to try to understand who it is. She's pushing a baby carriage down the street, and she looks disheveled. But somewhere deep underneath there, I see this young, innocent, beautiful girl walking down the street, now a shell of her former self, pushing a baby stroller down the street. She says, "Hey, Zeus." And I make eye contact with her, and I say, "Yes." And she said, "I'll suck your dick for $20, she said to me. And it broke my heart. And that made me so sad that day, because I didn't have $20 on me to make my boyhood dream come true. No. That's an awful story, but all true. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a special guest with me. He's going to do a little improv with me. How much time do I have left? Could you hold up your hands? 3 minutes?
Yes.
Okay, that's all this man needs. I am disgusted by this man. I find him to be a disgusting human being. I've hated him since I was a small child. But in order to breach boundaries, I've accepted to have him on and do a little improv with him. Ladies and gentlemen, I will not call him by his wrestling gimmick name, but I bring you the one, the only Terry Bollea. Oh yeah, brother. Yeah, brother, what's happening? Yeah, gonna do a little improv, work it out. Yeah, dig it. That doesn't sound weird. Hold. Yeah, can I get a one-word suggestion?
Pizza.
Please? Pizza. Oh, is that Hulk Hogan, Hulk Hogan actually owned a spaghetti restaurant down in Florida. Pastamania, you've heard of that restaurant?
Mm-hmm. Heard of it?
Yes. Yeah. I hate that motherfucker. He's a fucking hypocrite, okay? Like this guy telling me to eat my vitamins and say my prayers. First of all, there's no God. I'm sorry. Flintstone vitamins don't do shit. And this guy, okay, he's such a fucking hypocrite. He's doing drugs. He's begging guys. Do you remember the Ultimate Warrior? This man used to wrestle the Ultimate Warrior. I watched a 1-hour video of the Ultimate Warrior describing how Hulk Hogan used to beg him to fuck his wife in front of him. This man is a fucking sick fucking cuckold. Like he is nothing like he presents himself to be on television, to be a hero to small children. This is not a man to be looked up to. He is a racist piece of shit, and I hope nothing but the worst in the fucking world upon Terry Bollea. And I wrote a song about Hulk Hogan, and you can find it on my SoundCloud. Big Juicer on SoundCloud.com. After the show tonight around 10, I'm going live with my improv buddy Gus. We've been doing shows also like you guys since the pandemic, and I thank you guys for having me on. Did I do okay as far as time? Not as far as content wise. I don't want to know.
Jesus Correa, everybody.
Thank you.
Woo!
Thank you, Jesus. Thank you,
Long live
Terry Balboa. Hey, Dan, any updates on the Facebook Live feed?
Yeah, I thought I would give a shout out to one person that I see watching, and that is Joyce Rose. And I also thought I noticed a comment from Jessica Kibble where she said she got a Facebook notice, isn't sure when she followed us or why, but there's this part of me that's like, maybe, just maybe, Facebook has decided to push us in their algorithm, push our show just like a little bit, where like some random person from like, Tennessee is going to see us all of a sudden.
Hey.
You never know. She's not from Tennessee, but I didn't think I would want to like reveal the state she's from or anything.
Oh, interesting. Well, I mean, we have a 1 in 50 shot of getting it right.
That's true, yeah.
I mean, well, technically 1 in 48 since that rules out Illinois and Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. But hey, I mean, we're live and we're worldwide. I mean, I'm not complaining. I mean, I feel like the more people that tune in, the more people that interact, the more fun the show is. So we are grateful to everyone who's tuning in, even if it's someone who basically just randomly found us. We sincerely thank you for tuning in. Also, again, if you have missed any part of the show so far, this show will be saved and archived on the Flower Shop Bangers Facebook page right when this show ends. That's facebook.com/Flower Shop Bangers. Also, we have a website, flowershopbangers.com. If you're looking for more about us, they'll give you a link to the Facebook page and our YouTube channel. Further ado, our next comic was originally supposed to be in our All Massachusetts show a few weeks ago, but had to reschedule. So it probably goes without saying that he is from Boston, Massachusetts. It is a pleasure to finally have in our show, Michael Vabner.
Hey. Thanks, Stuart. Good to be here. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely, Babs.
So, everything in this pandemic has been relegated to Zoom, and I feel like none of it has been more weird for me than Zoom therapy. I was seeing my therapist on Zoom the other day, and she was like, if you're ever in a moment of crisis, just let me know and we can get on a call. And I immediately thought, that would be weird. I think I'd rather just kill myself at that point than to call you on Zoom give you a tearful confession of my mental health, and then just have you be like, you were muted the entire time. Can you repeat all of that? The little box at the top just says, your internet connection and your mental state's unstable right now. You would think having OCD in a pandemic would be a helpful thing, but it's really not. Like, having OCD in general is like having a sidekick in your head who's just trying to bullshit their way through a palm reading. OCD is like, I see a lot of disease and suffering in your future, and you're like, oh, okay, so I'll be washing my hands, wearing a mask, keeping distance, and OCD is like, no. You should touch this doorknob 3 times and then clap your hands. Now I have COVID from the door handle and I'm late for work. Thanks, Madam OCD. I'm super racially ambiguous. I've gotten guesses from like Syrian to Puerto Rican. That means if I'm ever elected, I'll be our country's first choose-your-own-adventure president. Yeah, I don't know, I've been having a bit of an identity crisis recently. My entire life, I thought I was white until I realized every white person just thinks I'm Lebanese. I said some stuff about ISIS on stage pre-pandemic, and some old white lady came up to me after the show and said, it's so nice to hear a perspective from a Middle Easterner on what's going on over there. I didn't even really try to correct her. I just said thank you in Arabic and kept going. Like, that's my type of energy. I'm the type of guy that, like, if I'm in Target and I'm wearing a red shirt, I'm going to be working for Target as long as I'm shopping there. Just, like, loading cans for free. Like, whatever race you think I am, that's what race I am, as long as we don't have to have a conversation about it. Because I've reached the peak of the social anxiety mountain. It's made me realize that, like, if white privilege is an airplane, I'm in basic economy. Like, row 34B in the back near the toilets. I'm still on the plane, but at any moment they might just eject me, like that guy in the United flight a few years ago. A little bit about me. My least favorite place in the world is Times Square. The whole idea of Times Square is to say, hey man, you're in one of the greatest food cities in the world. Come eat at Olive Garden. I was walking around Times Square the other day, just hating my life, and a guy came up to me and asked me if I wanted to buy some weed. And my response was just no thanks, not looking to buy drugs outside the M&M store. And at this point, this guy got mad, and he said, it's gonna bring your hair back, buddy, as a dig to me. You know when someone tries to insult you, but they're like a few insecurities too late? Like, this guy was playing one-hit wonder insults on me back from 2015. Back then, I was so desperate to get my hair back, I would have been like, listen, man, is $20 at least enough to buy a Widow's Peak? That's all I need. He needed to update his sales pitch for my 2020 insecurities. Like, if he wanted an instant sale, he should have been like, this weed will make you stop thinking that you're secretly annoying to everyone you meet. People often wonder why there's such a stigma around mental illness in this country. And I was really proud when my hometown stepped up and answered that question by opening a microbrewery and an insane asylum in our town. That's true. There's a brewery in my hometown called New Asylum Brewing, and they have insane asylum-themed beers, like Therapy Session Pale Ale. Like, how can there not be a stigma when this is how we treat the topic? Can you imagine talking to a friend and being like, I don't know, man, I just feel really depressed recently. And have them be like, oh yeah, I drank that stout the other day. That one was good. Like, in terms of disrespect to people suffering, this is top of the line, like S-tier disrespect. This would be like if I opened an ice cream shop in Arlington National Cemetery. Would you like to try our new Ultimate Sacrifice flavor, or maybe our Prisoner Walnut? We also have our new John McCandy Cane and Agent Orange Sherbet flavors, if you're interested in those. Growing up, my parents were the definition of hands-off parenting. Like, they just didn't give a shit what we did. They weren't helicopter parents so much as they were just hella chill parents. Our house was basically just like a failed libertarian state. It's what a Ron Paul presidency would have looked like, minus the jowls. They let me buy the game Grand Theft Auto Vice City when I was 9 years old. My dad would be making dinner in the other room as I was de-stressing from a long day of 4th grade by, like, beating up hookers with dildos for petty cash. My parents' excuse was that they didn't know the game Grand Theft Auto Vice City would be inappropriate for a 9-year-old. That was after they looked at the game named after a felony with a giant M for mature rating, an exploding police car, and a stripper on the cover. Like, was Grand Theft Auto not a serious enough felony to deter them? They were like, look, you can play Grand Theft Auto Vice City, but there's no way we're going to buy you the new Reckless Endangerment of a Minor 3. And one of the things I hated about my parents' style of raising me was like them trying to fix things after they had fucked up, but with minimal effort. Like they made mistakes all the time, but they refused to acknowledge it. I remember the next game, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, came out when I was like 11, and I really wanted it. So no matter how many times I asked my mom, though, she wouldn't let me get it because it was too violent and it was too sexual, according to her. She was fine with me keeping the game I already had, though. She was like, look, my son might be a virtual drug lord, but I'm not letting this cross virtual state lines. I eventually worked up the courage to challenge her on why she wouldn't let me buy the game. And the only excuse she could think of was that the graphics being better meant it was too realistic. So her excuse was basically, I don't want you looking at HD nipples. We're maxing out at 480p. To my dad's credit, he's tried to become more emotionally available as he's gotten older, but I feel like he still doesn't have the tools to really know how to do that. I was on the phone with my dad recently, and I mentioned that my relationship had become long distance for the time being. And after we hung up, he sent me an email later that just said, I'm sorry you can't see your girlfriend as often anymore. As an old rocker once sang, love hurts, parentheses, don't remember who. I like how my dad's form of sympathy is to inform you that there's a song vaguely similar to your situation. Also, how Googling what song he's talking about is not even part of the package. He's like, look, I'm going to take you this far, but then you're on your own. I appreciate the attempt, but I don't need him giving me songs like a bad Spotify algorithm. Like, is this just going to be our relationship now? I get foreclosed on, he's going to be like, I'm sorry that happened. As an old rap group once said, cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money. Dollar, dollar bill, y'all. I'd love to see my dad as a therapist. He'd be like, I'm so sorry your husband passed away. Have you considered listening to Green Day? I'll start seeing his music taste change by what lyrical advice he gives me. He'll be like, well, son, I've always lived by one principle, live and let die. And I'd be like, okay, he's on to Wings. He's made it to the 70s. Should be looking out for Wham next. His greatest struggle, though, would be giving advice to musicians because he would assume, hey, they wrote the lyrics. They must have everything figured out. He'd be like, I don't understand, Mr. Z. You yourself said you had 99 problems, but a bitch was specifically not one of them. Now you're telling me you're getting a divorce? All right, that's all I have for tonight. Thanks so much for having me, Stuart. Appreciate it.
Michael Vabner, everybody.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mike. And we hope you're doing well out in Boston. Hey, Dan, any updates on the Facebook Live feed?
Yes, I thought I would give a shout out to Shannon Savage, who I see is watching on YouTube. Yeah, and other than that, I'm trying to think. Did I see anything else on here worthwhile? No, it looks pretty. It's like it's pretty much stayed the same. Other than that, but I thought I would also tell people that if you are enjoying the show and if you want to follow it and maybe watch future editions of our show, you can either like the Flower Shop Bangers on Facebook or you can subscribe to us on YouTube.
Hey, 600 people can't be wrong, right?
That's true. 600 people can't be wrong.
Yeah. And incidentally, on top of that, I happen to run my own Facebook page called Stu News. Mm-hmm. It's a comedy page, just quick takes on stuff that's going on in the news, late night style monologue jokes and so forth. Please make sure to check it out, like and follow at facebook.com/StuNews. Or you can also follow me on Twitter at HeyStu818. Without further ado, our next comic is originally, is presently in New York City. A very multi-hyphenate talented man. Please welcome to our show, Anthony Kapfer.
Hello. I imagine there's an audience clapping right now. All right, I'm going to do some songs. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is my first song of the night. And up next is my second song. So this next song is it's the second song I'm going to do. And this is a comedy song about comedy songs. Comedy songs are never really funny. I find them to be nothing but a bore. You always know just when the joke is coming, because the punchlines have to rhyme with the line before. This is the part you're supposed to laugh at hardest, but this chorus does nothing but disappoint. Comedy songs don't need a second verse. Now it seems the song has gone on too long, so now I'm going to make you sing along. This is the part we sing together. This is the part we sing together. Now everybody, I guess type it in the chat. This is the part we sing together. This is the part we sing. Thank you. So this here's another one. I'm not very good at playing this guitar. I'm really only playing one chord. So I bought a book and I learned another chord. But I lost the book and then I forgot that chord. Oh wait, I remember now. But playing that second chord just made me bored, so I tried to make up my own chord. But it didn't sound right, so just ignore the chord you heard me play before. Back to the drawing board once more, therefore. Get on the dance floor, but save your vocal cords. The chord store has locked up all its doors. There will be no second chord encore to endure. You've been warned, so don't ask for more. Thanks. This song's not long enough to be played on the radio. Thanks. So I'm working on a new album. And this is going to be the first single from it. This is the single, yes it is. This is the single. You are consumers of my art, listening to my single. A pop song can manipulate. It can really change your mood. I need to trick you into liking it, or my career is really doomed. Don't be rude. Make this tune really huge. Don't refuse. I need you. You love my single cause I'm using hypnotic suggestion. No one buys music anymore, but please make an exception. This song is in a major key. It's automatically happy. And even though I'm making fun of you, You just can't help but move your feet to the beat in the street. Obey me, now repeat. Do you love my single? Well, you should, because everyone else does. I'm brainwashing you with strategies that are proven by science. This is a key change, there it is. This is a key change. All good singles have key changes, so here is another key change. If you want to fit in and be cool, say that you love my single. Fear of being rejected by your peers makes you love my single. The single is starting to wind down. Now this is the outro. This is the end, this is the end, it's the end of the single. And this is the last time, now it's done. Farewell, ladies and gentlemen. This is my last song of the night. I have fulfilled all of my contractual obligations, so now I am allowed to say goodnight. So good night, ladies and gentlemen. It's the end of the last song, there will be no more. But up next is the encore. This is the encore, yes it is. This is the encore. So don't ask for any more fucking songs. Thank you.
Anthony Kapfer, everyone.
Woo!
That was everyone.
You see, this is where I'm being a little bit of a wise ass here, because right now I'm playing Yours No Disgrace by Yes. The keyboardist from that band's name was Tony K.
Sure.
Okay, all right. Probably being too clever for him. Anyway, thank you, Anthony. Thank you to all of our comics tonight, to Anna Marie and Mike and Jesus. Thank you. We're still waiting to hear back from Lindsay Shaw, but we could squeeze her in if she pops in anytime between now and the next few minutes. Hey, Dan, let's take another quick check-in on the Facebook Live feed.
You know, it stayed, I mean, I wouldn't say, oh, here's a new person that I haven't given a shout out. I'll give a shout out to Bree Bafford. She was here for Anthony, and I was just seeing a lot of, like, Anthony seems to be drawing in a crowd tonight. There seem to be a lot of people saying woohoo, a lot of claps, a lot of yay, yays. Yeah, exactly, you know. So, yeah, thank you to everyone who's been watching so far. We really do appreciate you. And, you know, just, yeah, no, we do the show. Keep in mind, we can do the show every Wednesday and every Sunday at 7 p.m. We always enjoy doing it. We always enjoy bringing in new acts and entertaining the masses. And when I say masses, I mean the whole, like, 6 people who watch the show.
Oh.
I mean, it goes up and down, but yeah, tonight's been a great night. We've had a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, and we treasure everyone who tunes in, regardless of whether only 6 or 7 people that tune in live. Because again, our show's archived, so you can watch, you know, whenever you feel like it. And nearly all of our remote shows are on our Facebook Live page, or I should say, on our Facebook page, facebook.com/flowershopbangers. You want to see some of our first few remote shows when we were still working out the kinks? Go right ahead. You want to see that one time when the Wi-Fi crashed in the middle of the improv set?
Oh, that's true.
That one too. I think it was that first Sunday in August. Hey, random things have happened on this show. The magic of going live. You know, we haven't figured out how to edit these videos yet either. So you're witnessing everything raw and as they come and go. If I don't have an opportunity to mention our upcoming shows, this coming Wednesday is going to be pretty solid. We're going to be bringing back Bruce Lipsky. Our special guest is going to be TikTok comic Laura High. Plus, we'll have Brianna Woodward, Tom Padovano, and MEYK. So please make sure to check that out. Again, we do this every Sunday and Wednesday at 8 Eastern, 7 Central, 5 Pacific, 6 Mountain. I guess that would be 1 a.m. in Dublin, Ireland. For all 0 of you tuning in from Ireland. Nevertheless, our next act are the co-hosts and the co-producers of Semi-Regular Sundays, who until 11 months ago were hosting the show at Shakers on Clark on the 3100 block of Clark in the Lakeview Boys Town neighborhood of Chicago. They will be celebrating their 8th anniversary in mid-April, and that show will also happen to coincide with their 100th remote show.
Yep.
They have performed in improv festivals as far away and far-flung and exotic and mysterious as Omaha, Nebraska, St. Louis, Missouri, Green Bay, Wisconsin, Grand Rapids, Michigan, and Baltimore, Maryland.
Mm-hmm.
Please welcome Flower Shop Bangers.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You will notice that up above I have put, there's the Flower Shop Bangers. Like us on Facebook. Donate to the one who is funnier on Venmo. So now, Stuart mentioned earlier it's not a competition. Now I think it's a competition. Donate to who you think is funnier. Well, regardless, all of these donations will just be split among all the performers, regardless of who you give money to. Without further ado, we are the Flower Shop Bangers. We're going to do some improv for you, and we get weird with it. And Jeff, I expect you to deliver the files to Sarah at 6 o'clock. No later, no earlier, 6 o'clock sharp. Got it?
Got it.
I'm going to tell you that because honestly, delivering them earlier means bad things. Delivering them later also means bad things.
Okay, so deliver the envelope to Sarah right at 6 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so 5:59 is not acceptable.
5:59 is not acceptable.
6:01 is not acceptable.
No, don't do 6:01.
All right, I've set my swatch.
And I'll tell you, the seconds are acceptable. Yeah, so it doesn't have to be 6 o'clock on the second. It could technically be 6 o'clock in 1 second. It could be 6 o'clock in 59 seconds.
I will time it with when I'm listening to my AM radio and when the network news update comes up, because the network news update is always at the very top of the hour.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I know this is a weird request.
Sitting in my car, I will listen for the bing, and when they will go into the network news, and that is when I will get out of my car, and I will grab the envelope, and I will hand it to Sarah, and then I will go back in my car and go away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is really important to me, right? You know what's in those files?
I mean, you just told me to go on this assignment. I mean,
yeah.
I don't have all the details. I mean, I'm not including the medal.
You're not what? You don't want the medal?
Medal, to kind of be nosy, to kind of be snooping around. Mm-hmm. I don't make assumptions.
So I mean, do you? I mean, okay. So I'm gonna ask you what are your top 3 assumptions? I'm actually curious right now because I have an idea of what is happening right now. I know exactly what's happening, but I want to know what you think is happening.
Okay, well, based on what I've pieced together, I mean, I have 3 assumptions.
Okay, there we go.
I can say assumptions. Number 1, you are getting engaged to a spy.
Maybe.
Number 2, you are handing in your tax returns to a very anal retentive CPA.
That is a very real possibility.
Okay. And number 3, and this is probably the most far-fetched of all, we are in a real-life recreation of the Pelican Brief.
What's the Pelican Brief?
The John Grisham novel?
I have no clue what that is.
Julia Roberts, Denzel Washington?
Nope.
Oh, okay. It's
sorry, I don't mean to
And it involves like a a missing piece of
Mhm.
document, like a missing piece of evidence.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I just thought I'd tell you. You were right on the first one. Yeah. We've kept this under wraps. You know, you can't reveal the identity of. It's a little weird. You know, you can't reveal the identity of your future fiance, but yeah, I know. I'm getting engaged to a spy.
Whoa! Wow!
Yeah.
Whoa!
Yeah. It's something else. You know, but I
Yeah, I
know that.
imagine. Well, first of all, congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah.
Secondly, I mean, I would send you like a a wedding present or something, but I'm afraid I'm going to get killed.
Yeah, you know, there will be some quite interesting people at this wedding.
Oh yeah, I imagine.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, I guess I just imagine just because, like, you know, at least half the guest list is going to be security.
Oh yeah, true,
Yeah.
true. I mean, there's gonna be all this cloak and dagger. I mean, the wedding's probably gonna be in an undisclosed location.
Hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. No, you imagine the details get complicated. And
Mhm.
honestly, that does include the proposal.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, wow. This is my first spy wedding.
Yeah. No.
I'm the first spy wedding that I've dealt with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest. I'm hoping to get you on the guest list.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate
Yeah. It's just,
it.
it's a little bit
Whatever.
difficult.
Yeah. All the details, secrets with me.
Good.
Yeah.
So, how's your blog going?
Goodness, I've had like next to nothing to talk about lately. It's I've been trying to, write 2 or 3 entries a month, but it's been kind of a struggle. It's just running a third party courier service. It's been kind of tricky during this day and time. It's
Yeah.
yeah, it's like no one wants to touch the envelopes. The envelopes might be tainted.
Hmm.
Yeah, you can't really trust anyone.
I gotcha. It is hard to trust anyone.
Hmm.
And trust me, I am learning this from Sarah.
Hmm.
I am learning just how hard it is to trust anyone. And quite honestly, just like the fact that there might be a spy around any corner. Have you ever
Wait,
thought about that?
her name is Sarah?
Her name is Sarah, yeah.
Okay, Sarah. Oh, okay. So it may
Yeah.
not necessarily be her real name, but for the purposes of this conversation, we're going to call her
Yeah.
Sarah.
Yes.
Okay. Does it matter if it's Sarah with or without an H?
It's without an H.
Without an H. Okay. So Sarah like Fleetwood Mac. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I'm like a little rusty, but I'm kind of, but again, it's all those clandestine things.
Mhm.
All right. So I'm going to get on the road. I'm going to, I'll put you on speaker, in case you need anything, since right now it's about 5:50.
Mhm.
I will drive to the disclosed location. I will drop off the manila envelope. Make sure it is at some point during the 6 o'clock minute.
Yes. It has to be there right then.
Yes. Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right. Everything should be in the envelope. You didn't forget anything.
No, I have
I
this.
have not looked inside the envelope. I have not tampered with the envelope. I have not opened it. Anything. I have only just held on to it. I know it's lumpy, but I know that's the ring. So, okay. I want to make sure the walls don't have ears or anything like that. We're not bugged or anything like that. Did I just fuck this up already?
No. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Excellent. Okay. Let me let me put on my Bluetooth. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. I'm on speaker.
I hear you.
Okay.
So anyway, drop the envelope into the crevice on your left.
The crevice on the left.
Yes.
Okay. Look for the crevice, not the crevasse. The crevice.
The crevice.
The crevice. Not
The crevice. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. And fuck. I'm behind a train now.
I gotcha. Yeah, no, it's kind of it is a difficult mission. I'm sorry.
And it's a freight. Oh, goddamn. Okay, well, I mean, I gave myself a little bit of time.
I know. You left early enough. You should be fine.
Minutes. Okay, this wasn't that bad of freight. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, you may have noticed my car has stick shift.
Oh yeah, no, that's
Yeah, nice.
that's
Yeah.
impressive. I don't know how to drive stick shift.
Yeah, it was kind of how my dad taught me. Yeah.
I
it's,
gotcha. Yeah. I think I
well-
read that story on your blog about how your dad taught you to drive stick shift.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, Greg, really great entry. You know, it was very much outlined like the relationship you had with your father.
Oh yeah, for sure. You know, and he was the one who taught me about you know, handling secret documents. You know, it's
Yeah.
yeah,
People told me you were the best.
yeah.
People told me you were the best at handling these documents, Greg. That's why I trusted you with this mission.
I appreciate that you found me on Yelp.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
I mean, truth be told, you know, you can't trust everyone with your documents. That's just something I've come to learn. And also, it's, you know, with very important ones, with, you know, an international spy that I'm getting engaged to, and that will eventually, you know, come a very important person in my life, you know, eventually become my wife, you know, maybe bear children. I haven't decided yet, but honestly, like once you have children with the spy, like they probably have targets on their head right away. God, there are details here.
International spy.
An international spy, yeah, you know.
Okay, so she's not like a regional spy, or
No,
she's like
no.
on the statewide level.
No, you have to realize, like, in her time as a spy, she's been stationed in Egypt, Russia, Cambodia, Germany, Switzerland. Let's see. I'm trying to
Rat her
think.
out. Jeez.
Oh, sorry. I don't mean to, like, you know, give away her
I don't
position.
need to know where her current location is right now. I mean, for all I know, I mean, this is like one of three parties that are this is, you know, I'm handing it to one person and then hands it to another person and hands it to a third person, and you know, then she'll get the envelope.
I mean, she'll eventually get the envelope, and it contains a very nice message from me. You know, I mean, I can still remember the day we met. You know, she was stationed in Paris, of all places.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, go figure. You know, a bunch of John Le Carre novels took place in Paris.
Yeah, you know.
I think one of the Ripley books took place there too.
I saw someone with a big red hat and sunglasses.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, just your luck. I got here about 2 minutes early.
Oh.
Okay, it's 58. It's 58 on the dot.
There we go.
Should
I continue with my story a little bit?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sure. I mean, I think, you know, we have 2 minutes. Why not continue with a love story?
Yeah. You know, I'm looking for the crevasse.
Oh yeah, the crevasse. That's I guess that was kind of a nondescript crevasse that I gave you.
Yeah, there's a couple of crevices.
Okay. Well, this one's big. It's black. Has a small shimmering light coming out of the end of it.
Okay.
And also on the edge of it, there are the numbers 021 000.
021 000. I'm gonna.
It's a little faded. Not gonna lie.
I wrote it on the back of my hand. Yeah. Okay. Good thing I was with the ballpoint pen.
I guess if you find the crevasse, we're probably within the minute. You know, it's probably not too bad.
Okay.
And also, I should tell you, you know, I saw that woman with that red hat and those sunglasses speaking into a Bluetooth. This was, you know, like 2003. You know. Yeah. Bluetooth was.
So, well, you know, you were talking to Carmen Sandiego.
Yeah, I could have been talking to Carmen Sandiego.
Huh. Okay. Listen up, gumshoes.
Huh?
Where in the world
is Carmen Sandiego?
Okay. All right. See, now you remember. You remember the TV show. Okay. All right.
There was Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego. There was also Where in Time is Carmen Sandiego.
That's right. She also did the time traveling thing. And holy fuck, it is 6 on the dot. All right.
Oh my God.
All right, it's dropped off. I found the crevasse. I made sure that I wrote the number on the back of my hand. It's in that crevice, or whatever the hell you call it. Hey, listen, man, I wish you the best of luck. You know, it's
She said yes.
wow, that was fast.
I know it was fast. I didn't tell you, but she was getting it right away. Quite honestly, you might have sent it into her little hiding hole.
Oh my God. Okay. Whoa. All right. Well, I hope I don't have a target on my head or anything like that now.
No. Don't worry.
Okay. Am I gonna have to like erase my fingerprints, and I'm gonna have to change my name and grow a mustache or something like that?
I mean, yeah, here, look, I actually have already picked out your identity for you, as well as your new look. Here, look, here's the picture of your new self.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. No, I mean, I was nice to you. I gave you red hair and,
Okay.
a nice goatee. Goatees are coming back in, I hear.
Oh, okay. So I look like a cross between Ronald McDonald and Louis C.K.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I could live with that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, of all the things you could look like, why not look like a cross between... That sounds like a terrible cross between two things. I'm not going to say that's even a good
I can
thing
adjust
to
to
look
it.
like.
I can adjust to it.
Mhm.
Just give me the hair dye, give me the freckles,
Mhm.
freckle paint, whatever you need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, also, your name is now George Jones.
George Jones, like the country singer.
Yeah, you're going to live in Arizona.
Okay.
And you're a textile worker.
All right. Well, I guess I'll never see my wife or kids again, but I can live with that.
Really? You're just going to nonchalantly say you can't see your wife and kids again? I mean, truth be told, right now, I didn't realize that was what was happening. I assumed they would come with you. But I
mean, we did not discuss this.
Man, we are in an awkward situation.
Indeed, we are.
So, truth be told, I have my life to look forward to with my new spy wife, Carmen Sandiego, and I've destroyed your life. Is that what this has come to?
That's basically what just happened here, but I can adjust.
Mm-hmm.
That's our show!
That's our show!
Thank you so much to all of our comics tonight, to Tony K and Mike and Jesus and Anna Marie. Thank you, all the wonderful, to Dan, our lovely webmaster, for putting on this show, as we've now done 87 times. And we'll be back this Wednesday for number 88. In the meantime, please wash your hands. Please wear a mask. Please stay a minimum 6 feet away from street places. Black Lives Matter. Believe women. Have a good night.